Hey guys, happy Saturday. It's a happy
Hello.
beading Saturday. And for those of you guys who have not met my friend Carol yet, this is Carol from Carmen Jewelry and super
Hello.
talented seed beading and everything designer. And so she was with us last time. We did a couple videos. We did an earring project last time. And also we have been doing some monthly bead boxes, but we got busy. So our
I
last monthly bead box was a while ago. But yeah.
Life got in the middle.
Right? So how's your Saturday going?
Oh my goodness. My Saturday is very busy.
Just,
Busier than what I was expecting because we were supposed to not have anything going on this morning. So it was supposed to be a chill morning, which it was, I guess. But then the afternoon really picked up and I was like, oh my gosh, where is the time going?
same here. My day was pretty similar.
Yes, it's crazy. I don't know, but I feel like time is just going faster, although it's probably not. But it's just I'm always doing stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I was just talking to someone that said the same exact thing, that time is going really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just seems like it's zipping by and you blink and well, it's been a week and I didn't even know, like I thought it was still Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Exactly.
Colleen's in the chat moderating for us. I
Um,
literally contacted her last night.
oh my gosh.
She's so on the
Thank
ball.
you for the flexibility.
Thank you, Colleen. She's amazing. So
So
yeah,
sweet.
we have heroes
Yeah.
that helping us out. Yeah, and so we just wanted to be here and hang out on a Saturday and do some beading together, which is just something that we would be doing anyway, right? So why not go live and be with like a larger group of friends? So that's today, and I just chose a product that I'm kind of intrigued by that I'm musing on right now, and these are what I have on my mat. And so, kind of like two of my favorite things at the moment. These are little like daggers, but they have a square base, like a pyramid. And I did not make the bracelet I'm holding. I made this one, but this one was made in the Czech Republic by Helena Chimkova. And I apologize if I'm saying her name wrong. I've only seen it written. But she's the designer that does a great many of the Preciosa Ornella inspiration designs. And you could find a lot of her work on their website. So this is something that she made, and it has like this really beautiful charm. See the little symbol there? I took a look at this and thought, oh my gosh, I got to reverse engineer it. And so I did that and I wrote a PDF and then I found it on their website. So you have two sources of how to, one written by me and one written by the original designer that you can find. And that's on my website. And I have like a halfway done sample I can show today. And then I have a necklace that I made, which is really simple, easy, simple stringing on fine soft flex. I used, yeah, the fine soft flex here,
Hmm.
and I put it with size 11 seed beads, and I made it choker length. So it just looks really cool on. It's a really neat design. It's super simple. You just string it. And last but not least, I was going to do an earring. I haven't done it yet, but Carol and I did a design where, well, this is actually Carol's design, where she strung all of the dagger beads with seed beads. These are size 11 on memory wire. We did this in our last live.
Hmm.
How cool would this be with these though? So this was something I was thinking I might try out. And
Yeah,
that's
we
on
should try that.
yeah.
Definitely.
And so what did you've got a beautiful necklace that you made.
Yeah, so I came up with this. Oh my goodness, I forgot this word loose. Sorry. I came up with this necklace that super cool. I like how it lays. And I mean, these beads are just so pretty. Let me move these. Sorry, guys. I was trying to work on a second necklace with the same design. Um, Yeah, this is the necklace I made. It is kind of like I think they're called bib necklace because it doesn't really go around all the way up. It just like just marks this part of your neck. But yeah, it's easy to make, and with this the shape of these beads are just um so cool and so like uncommon, right? Because you have the square base, which is really neat and nice the way it looks and the way it kind of like just pulls together, and then you have the dagger or pyramid or whatever you want to call it, but it's really neat.
I love it. How
Yeah,
did you make the square stay together? Is it stitched with thread?
it's a stitch with thread. Yes, it's kind of like I just went, I don't know if you can see it there. So I just went like, I strung it through one hole, and then I just made a round. I mean, I can try to show you here. Let's see. I'm gonna be honest with everybody that's in the live. I came up with this design, and I said I'm gonna make another necklace just so that I remember how I made it, and I didn't have time to do it. So I've been
I hear you.
trying to
I
I've
hear
been
you.
trying to do it here before the live. So just bear with me.
Well, I'll jump into mine first, and then I was just gonna scroll through the chat here. We've got lots of highs from friends. I see Patty's here, Rosalinda's here, Sandy, Kathy, Robin. Oh gosh, lots of folks are here. Hi guys.
Oh, that's so nice. Hello.
And I'm gonna just highlight really quick. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Colleen's already put in the chat a link to the pattern I did. And she's also got a link to the original pattern from Preciosa Ornella. And this is a cool resource here. The Preciosa Ornella website has so many patterns, just gorgeous things that will inspire you with the beads that you've got. And so the pattern that really jumped out at me was this one. And of course, I'd
Mhm.
already had the idea to do the necklace, just stringing it. That one, I feel like that designs itself, right? It just needs to be something that exists that we have in our repertoire to put on. But the stitching on this is so fascinating because when you first look at it, you're like, how did they do that? And I'm like, is it peyote? Is it? Well, what it is it's right angle weave, and that's what I did. I just went through and stitched one row, or say, I guess you call it a column, and then come back and do another column. So it's a 2-column design. And what I have over here is the first column of a bracelet done. So I can show starting it and then kind of in the middle and then how to do that next row.
So
And
there
so,
you have three rows, right? Three
well,
different.
no. So what this is like it's let me actually I'll grab this really quick and show. It starts with a square like what you did,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like
Mm-hmm.
just a right angle weave segment, and then you come along and you just keep building onto it.
Okay. Okay. So you know what? Actually, that's very similar to what I did with my necklace. That's
Is
very
it?
similar to how I got them together. Yes.
It's. I feel like it really shines the beads. Like it shows their shape so nice. Because if you're working with them this way, it's harder. But if you flip them over and you see that
Mm-hmm.
square shape, it just
Yep.
kind of makes you think of, oh yeah, I'm gonna do right angle weave with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's so neat.
And
I did
when you have them like that, it looks like they were flat.
yeah, it does, doesn't it?
They're really cool beads. Yeah.
I like them, and there's so much movement like
Mm-hmm.
in the design. But once you put it on the memory wire, it's very firm, like it holds its shape. And I have
Right.
this
Yeah.
idea
That's very
of
clever.
like, what if we tried to finish it another way? Because the memory wire is a very cool idea, but what if we finished it with a stitch or even the beading wire through it?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure what was possible yet, so it's kind of just playing around, seeing what I could do.
Yeah.
And so I used these seed beads. These are size 11. They're Japanese and but they're coated in Czech, and so they look very neat next to this color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This one is in my Etsy shop. It's Forum, I think.
You use that one for the necklace?
This is also the one I used on the necklace. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
This is the
that
color you
coating is
chose.
really
I think
nice.
I didn't send you this one yet because it just came.
Yeah.
I need to send you a bunch of those.
That coating is really nice.
It is. It's a
I
really
mean,
pretty one.
honestly, all the colors on for these beads are really nice. They half coated and
Yeah,
the solid are really pretty.
they really are. They're just stunning, gorgeous. And so
Hmm.
I was thinking I would show how I started it in case anyone wants to see, and then I'll come along to this one and show starting the second trip back, right?
Hmm.
Um, and then from there, I'm not sure if everyone wants me to try to put the memory wire through or if we're going to get brave and try other things. I kind of want to see what else I can do. I'm going to switch thread though, because for all of these, I've been using the monofilament, and it's a new thing that I just got my hands on. It's like a 0.008 inch, kind of the same size as like Wildfire, but it's completely clear.
Yeah, that is super cool.
It's like nothing going on here. You don't see it, and the design
Hmm.
just disappears completely. I feel like it's a little bit harder to work with because it slides around. But there's the fact that it's not even visible is very appealing to me. And it gives
Hmm.
me ideas of other stuff I can do because there's a lot of stitches where your thread shows. This would solve that.
Right. Yeah,
But
very
still, for
nice.
demoing, I'll probably just use some regular Wildfire.
Hmm.
But that's what I did here. And it was, yeah, it's neat looking. I like it. Let's see if we got any questions. I see a question here. Let me see if I can figure out. And I wasn't sure I understood, Robin. So you mean like with this one being formed by the memory wire, or just like if we can finish it, maybe even with just like stitching a clasp at the end and letting it have all this wiggle and movement. Another thing I thought was maybe a little seed beads in between each of the edges. Yeah, that's what you're saying. So that's a good question because I wasn't sure. I can't really decide which I like more, and maybe there just needs to be one of each. So we'll just try all of them.
Yeah, we should just see how it looks with
Yeah,
with the
that's
um.
what I do a lot. It's like if I'm not sure, I'll just make maybe one or two and then see which
Mhm.
one's my favorite. And it does go pretty fast too. It doesn't take that long to make these. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'm gonna try to do my necklace here.
Oh yeah, and Kim's saying the monofilament would be a really nice match with. There's another color. Let me find it really quick. It's called Crystal Lagoon, and that light blue looks like
Oh,
ice.
mm-hmm. That's nice.
I had a dream of pairing it with this fairy dust,
Oh, very nice.
and this is from Art Beads. How cool is that? They're like,
That fairy dust is really pretty.
and that just needs to be strong, just like that, right? Just need to have that be in existence soon.
Did you do something else with that fairy dust?
I did. I made
I
some
feel like I
earrings.
saw a post.
I'd have done more than a couple of things with it. I know for sure I made a pair of fringe earrings.
Oh, I think that's what I'm remembering the French earrings.
There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna start stitching. Let me grab some colors that are easier to see. Let's go for blue. And we'll get more of the dark blue. And last but not least, let's get volcano. This one's pretty. It's got like a
Hmm.
rainbowy finish going on there. Okay. And so if you want to make it look like these, the pattern, I ran the dark color down the center. So you only need one strand of the dark color, but you will need two strands of the middle and outer. because it uses about 22 beads. If you make a bracelet, that's 7 inches. But if you want to make it longer or shorter, you might need more than 2 strands of these outers, or you could just do all different colors or something like that.
Mm-hmm,
Lots of
mm-hmm.
possibility, but I stuck with kind of copying what they did here with one
Oh,
color
okay.
down the center and then the
Mm-hmm.
2 color and 2.
Yeah.
And so how it's built is you built one side first. So like the middle color will be on your left and the outer color will be on the right. And you just build the whole column down and then come back and build the outside by adding 3, just like the right angle weave
Mm-hmm,
process,
mm-hmm.
the standard way. And so what I did is I made um, piles that look like that. So there's my A, B, and C. And I started with the dark color. And then I went into what's going to become that middle color, the outer color, middle, and then the inner color. Leave a good tail. You'll want to leave that in. And oh, and don't string that last one. It's a 4, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're building that.
Right. Okay.
And so just going back through twice to make it strong. With the wildfire, you might not need to. When I was working with the monofilament, I felt like I needed to go twice through it. But so when you pass back through the first bead, tighten it up. Let's see if I can get that side to tighten. Got all the way
Mm-hmm.
up there. There we go. So a cute little square. And I'm going to go ahead and go through all of that one more time. Just travel through each one. It uses a lot of thread. I cut 120 inches when I first started. This one's
Yeah.
not that long here for my demo,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, for when I was making the serious full length bracelet, I was 120 inches there. And so Julie's asking how many beads are needed. And so if you want to make this bracelet about this length, it's 22 per column. So each of these colors is 22, 22, 22, 22, 22. So basically the 5 rows of 22. The strands, as they're sold, let's see. I believe they had 31 beads. Let me take a quick look to make sure I'm remembering right. So you'll definitely need 2 strands of each of your outer colors. There's leftovers, like for example, what's here is what I have left over from the 2 strands when I made this one. But it's about 31 to 35 if I had to go from memory. I counted it at one point. And I think it actually says it in my listing on the Etsy shop. It says how many per. But yeah, it's 22 beads is the length I'm going to go for the first column, right? For this that length there.
Mm-hmm. So you said 22 beads. That means that 22 of each color.
Yeah, so counting here, 1, 2, 3, all the way around, 22 of those. And so the same being true for each of these inside ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so it uses a lot of beads.
Yeah.
It uses a
Well, but
lot
I
of
mean, it looks really, really, really substantial. It's a substantial bracelet, you know?
Oh yeah, it looks really neat. Another thing I was thinking is I've been doing a lot of stitching with the very fine beading wire. What if we tried this with the beading wire? Because it would open up how to finish it.
Mm.
Right?
Right, right.
I've got a really long list of stuff I want to try out.
Yeah.
But this is what I
Everything is
use.
possible, right?
Yeah, I think it will work. It'll be looser. Often to get things this tight, you need to be using thread. But like for example, when I was making these bracelets with rhombus and roller beads, I
Mm-hmm.
noticed when I used that beading wire that the length was longer than when I stitched it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, same number of beads, and I was telling everyone, "Oh, it's this measurement," and then I measured it, and I realized if
It
I did
wasn't.
one with wildfire, it was not the same. It's like,
Mm. Yeah, that's good to note.
yeah, yeah. Teller says this is a statement bracelet, so don't mess with
Oh,
me.
yes, for sure. Don't mess with me. I like that.
It's so cool. It has like kind of an '80s vibe to me, especially the necklace. Like I don't know, I feel it. So for this stitching so far, where I've gotten is I reinforced, and I was back through the bead we started with, continuing now through what will be the top bead. And
Mm-hmm.
how that looks over here is just exiting from the next one up because we want to build in this direction.
Right.
And so from here, it's always going to be picking up the one that you want to sit next. So another thing to think about is if you get one of the coated half coat colors, these one like half of it's clear and the other half is like a silver coated or gold coated. Same is true with the orange color. So if you want it to sit with its kind of like mirrored side out, which is what I was trying to do,
Uh-huh.
string it that direction. And so I took a little extra care doing that every single time I strung. And then there's the next color and the inside color.
Right.
And come back through here. And they automatically just go into that shape.
Mm-hmm.
Just so cool.
Nice. Very nice. Yep. Yep.
And so I'm just going to
So
come
I feel
on.
like the the way you are stringing it right now
Uh-huh.
is very similar to the way I did this.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
the right angle weave, right? Is that what it is? Yes, that's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what I did here. Yep. And I just to make it a little more sturdy, I just reinforced a couple of times and then added the crystal and then some 11 O's. But yeah, it's the same, what is it? Stitch.
Same stitch, yeah. And it looks really very similar there.
Yeah, see, so it's, I don't know if you can see it there.
And so you spaced it. Actually, I'm going to make you big really quick. Um, so solo layout. There it is. I'm learning.
Yep, so I spaced them with a crystal. I think this is an 8 millimeter crystal.
Is that,
Or
yeah, that looks like an 8 millimeter rondelle.
yeah, right. I don't have, yeah. Yeah, it's an 8 millimeter and then 11 O's here on the sides.
Ah, that's neat.
Yeah.
So the 8 millimeter rondelle, you exited from one of the beads. Like I'm curious how, because the holes are running kind of in a like at a point toward the bead, right?
Yes, they are. Right. So the hole of the bead is right here. The hole is right here, right? Oh,
Yeah.
we'll take it. Yeah, right there and right here.
Oh, okay. So you went through and you had to come back to like symmetrical that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I'm doing is this one is very reinforced. This one is also reinforced. This one is not so much. So this one is very wiggly right now. When I'm gonna put the other rondelle and the other component, the other four Villa beads here, I'm gonna go back and reinforce this as well. So at the end of the day, when you finish, you're really like you're you're reinforcing the component before reinforcing. So the necklace, it's really, I mean, although it has a lot of movement, each component is very well reinforced.
That is so pretty. Do you want to show putting on a rondello?
I can,
And then we
yes.
from here.
Yes, I can. So let's see here. So let me grab my rondelle. Right, I'm gonna tap there. And then what I did, because I also wanted to make sure that the pattern that I was creating here, it was the same on each component, right? So I had the the blue and the clear and the blue and the clear on each component the same way. So like you were saying that, you know, you have to keep an eye on the beads, the colors that you're grabbing, then same deal here. So clear, a blue, a clear, and a blue.
We're getting a question about a jewelry kit that I sold, and Patty's wondering if it was one of your designs. And so I was going to find out which one because it's possible.
Yeah, which one was that?
Carol does a lot of designs that we put in my Etsy shop. So yeah, definitely possible.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so see, I just have the rondelle and the Villa Beads, and then I'm just gonna go around. Oops, sorry. Just gonna go around and go back into the first clear one. I don't know if it's visible there.
Oh, I see. And so your thread is exiting from the clear one before, then you went through the rondelle, then you strung the four, and now you're securing those and kind of moving them back.
So if I undo this, let's see what happens. Okay, so my thread went into the rondelle, right?
Okay.
And then the four Villa beads. And now I am going around, I'm going into this Villa bead right here. I'm just going around it.
Oh, awesome.
Just on the first. So I'm just going through the first Villa bead in this component. See, right there. It's a little wiggly until I add the 11 O's. Yeah, see?
That's neat.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I noticed on this design is that I needed to always make sure that my thread was tight because I wanted to make sure that there was not a lot of space between the rondelle and the component. You see how there is a lot of thread
Yeah.
right there?
Oh,
So
I see.
you have to play with it and make sure that you're pulling the thread so it's close to the rondelle. There, it's closer. Yep. And then I added the seed bead. Let me know.
That's a nice addition. And that could
Just
be
trying
done
to
on this bracelet
secure it.
design here.
Trying to
Cool.
secure it, really. Another seed bead here, and then I go. Remember what I said that when I create a new component, I go back and reinforce the previous one. So like here, I just finished this component, right? This piece right here.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go back on the rondelle. Let's see if I can find the hole. Okay. I'm gonna go back on that rondelle, and then I'm gonna go back on this component, on the previous component, just kind of like to reinforce everything and to make it tight.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's why it looks so strong on your
Mm,
necklace.
right.
That makes sense.
And then I go back on the rondelle and kind of like just reinforcing really. And then, yeah. So now I'm out to add my other rondelle. See?
Oh, cool. And I like how you did the pattern too.
Yeah, thank you. I think that I should have used different 11 O's though. Maybe darker ones because I can barely see these clear ones. But anyway, you know.
Oh, they look nice. You can always switch on too if you like. Later, you're like, no, I need to switch them.
Yeah,
It
I
seems like it's
mean,
a really fast design.
there are so many designs that I've been like, okay, I don't think I like the color. way, and I had to like redo it. And that's kind of like, how you design jewelry.
It is, right?
Yeah.
And so you did, let's look like 7 repeats for the bib necklace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that were seven. Each component has four Villa beads, seven of them, and you're using 28. Well, I mean, altogether, depending, because you can also do it just one color instead of using two, like I did here. You can just do
Oh,
one
like a
color.
solid color. Yeah. And then you just went through the jump ring or the chain directly with a thread.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I did. Actually, no, I use a wire guard, wire
Oh, that's a
guardian.
wire guardian.
Yes,
I
a
see it.
wire
Yeah.
guardian, just to make it. I I like using wire guardians because I don't like my metal to be touching my thread, especially
That's a good practice.
in a joint, where you're always gonna be pulling, or there is just a lot of pressure or stress on this section of a necklace. So I like to give it a little more security with the wire guardian.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, and it's a good, really good thing to do,
Yes,
especially.
and it makes it a good finishing, because imagine if there was only thread here, then you have thread and you have the jump ring, and it's, I don't know. I prefer the wire guardian always.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I was thinking I'll switch over.
How is your necklace going?
It's coming along. I'm trying to figure out how to switch back. There we go. I got there. Let me see if I can make this one bigger. And
Oh,
this
hi,
can
Patty.
be
I'm
like,
sorry. Patty was saying nice to meet me. So thank you, Patty. Nice to meet you too. Sorry, I was just looking at the comments.
oh no, yeah, you're demoing. It's hard to do the comments and while you're stitching. Like it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's
I was watching Sarah. She does that during her lives. She's able to somehow magically watch the chat and build like 6 pieces of jewelry in an hour. She's awesome.
she's amazing. She's amazing for sure.
Yeah, so inspiring. And all I'm doing here is just adding sections and reinforcing them. And I would keep going like this until I have 22 running along the
Mm.
side. And it doesn't take super long, but it takes longer than, a few minutes. But once you
Mhm.
have the length that you want, and the cool thing is you can test it as you're going. So for example, this one right here, let me bring it up and show you. This one took me about a half an hour to do.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And I feel like it was probably like it could have been faster. I wasn't really working at speed. I was just like taking my time to make sure that my colors were facing the right
Mhm.
direction. Because
Right.
this is another bead that has a mirror side.
I see.
One side is similar to this one, has a solid metallic,
Right, right.
pretty like reflective. I like that
Hmm.
reflective beam on the outside.
Yes.
And so this one, the 22 beads almost reach over here. And it's about 7 or so, maybe 6.75, I think.
Now that I just saw it on your arm, on your wrist, you could
Uh-huh.
even just
Just finish
have
it like that,
the
right?
bracelet like that. It
No,
looks
that's exactly what I was thinking. Like coming along to add the extra edge is cool looking. I mean, it's really cool.
nice.
But you
Hmm.
could just finish it like this, and I might do that with this one.
Hmm.
I'm not sure, but I was gonna at least show like how to do the next side. Maybe
To
I'll do
add
that
it, yeah, yes.
quick. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just add another segment. So I'm gonna grab this color again, getting it to face the mirror side on the out, and then I'm gonna grab the opaque blue, travertine blue, And then just coming back through here. And this would also be a cool necklace too, wouldn't it? Just kind of stitch it along and
Yes.
like that. There's something actually kind of fun about just doing the stitch. Just sitting there and making the beads lock together.
Mm-hmm.
It's calming.
Yeah, it's kind of satisfying to see how they just fall into place.
Isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just like, look at that. That's so cool. It chills me out. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so let me show how to do the next row in case that's something that you guys want to do too. So this is my dark travertine color, right? And I'm going to go ahead and start adding another section. That section is going to have another column of the opaque blue and then the volcano with that reflective side pointed out over there. And it'll just keep going until I've built the whole thing. And so we'll do that kind of abbreviated version here. So to do that, you'll want to go ahead and continue through the blue bead. And then you want to pick up an opaque blue bead. And then another one of the volcano, and it's going to be like this, facing the outside. So I'm going to go through to keep it facing that way. And you can kind of lay them out and you can see like what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Another opaque blue one. And I'm going to go back through the travertine. And another tip is to hold it so that the spikes are facing down and gravity will help you get it to kind of position itself like that. Reinforce it. And I'm working with the 0.006. If you're using 0.008 wildfire, you might get away with not having to do this every segment. But so there's that one. And I'm exiting from the opaque blue now.
Mm-hmm.
And so those of you familiar with red and weave, this is the same exact thing you'd always be doing with that kind of a stitch. But kind of like paying attention to what color, that's the only tricky part. But I sketched it all out here for you. So from here, you're going to add that volcano, another opaque blue, and then just locking it back in. So here's this one. I'm going to go through this way. It's going to sit just like that. The next blue one. And back up through the next travertine.
Right, so you're adding 2 in this case. You added 3 at the very beginning of the row,
Yes.
but now you're just doing 2, 2, 2, and then you're probably going to end with 3 as well.
Yep, exactly. Because this top part, we needed an extra bead here to get us going.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
From here on out, we'll just need 2.
Right.
So that's why it uses so much more of the outer color than the center color.
Mm-hmm.
And so from here, the thing about riding a weave is you're always connecting to itself. So from here, I'm going to go down through the travertine, right? Because we did our loop here. We're going through here. And now I need a blue volcano, and I want to connect to this blue.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I want to make sure it's facing the right way. So I'm going to string it. Oops, there we go.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's looking really nice. So in this one, you're going the opposite way that you did in the previous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and now you okay. Yes, yes, yes. Right, the right angle. Uh-huh.
And I feel like it's intuitive. Like you'll look at it and you're like, oh yeah, I need this color next,
Mm-hmm.
and that one, and it'll just make sense as you go.
Exactly. It's like your needle knows where to go.
Exactly. And then I'm at the last one, And I noticed that I only actually need the two. I was thinking ending with three, but here's two. We got a volcano, opaque
Mm-hmm.
blue. I'm gonna go back through the travertine. It's a step you only do once, so
Oh,
I
okay. Yeah.
wasn't sure if I remember exactly, but yeah, there it is. So if this was much longer, it'd have been that process, but
Mm-hmm.
for 22 beads instead of these two here.
Right. Yep. That's really neat.
That's cool. From there, I just did basically weaving it all in to make it strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I took some memory wire and I used, let's find it, this stuff. It's 0.025, and I made the connection right off the spool so I didn't have to measure. So I just took the spool, found the end of it. Where'd it go?
Well, I have to say that sometimes it's challenging to find the end of a memory wire.
Yes. Especially like since I'm under a camera, so I'm trying to move around my iPad. I'm working with a totally new setup today because I made the horrible mistake of upgrading my phone. And the camera, you guys, the camera on the new iPad does not work for macro. It's not work. So I'm like, my old iPad might be better. And so what you'll want to do, and of course this will be a little trickier on a long piece, right? But you'll want to feed your memory wire through it. Form your loop, on this side. And once your loop is formed, let it come, securely to that side. And then make your loop on this side. Trim it and make a loop. And then again, work the other side from the spool and do that same thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I just use some chain. Here's one side. And my loops are not pretty. I mean, they're like, I let them overlap in one place, but you don't really see it. You don't notice it. It doesn't stand out. My chain is openable, so I just like linked it. I never knew this chain opened until you told me.
Oh, really?
I was cutting it. Isn't that terrible? I was
Oh
cutting.
my goodness. You know what I noticed though, because they have two sides. This chain comes in two sides. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And the smaller size you cannot open, but the bigger you can.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So maybe that's why you were thinking that the big one, the bigger size didn't open either, because the small
Yeah.
one doesn't. And
Yeah.
I don't like cutting chain. If I can open a what is it called? A ring or part of the chain, I'll open it instead of cutting chain. I don't know. I don't like cutting chain.
Yeah, same here. And now I always check like all my chain. The
No, that's
slinky
different.
wire. It totally is like slinky wire. Especially like it will stabilize it. So but yeah, it totally looks I love that stuff. Yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. Like I don't know if anyone has questions about like how this was done and everything, but that was the only like remotely kind of like complicated stitch that I did with this so far. I just everything else was just stringing, and I thought it was just so pretty, just by itself strung. It just comes out really beautiful. That's the gold side, and then the other side of it's that reflective side. So you can have a reversible design.
Yeah, that's really nice. I really love the simplicity of it. It's very nice.
Yeah, that just came out really beautiful. I want to do all colors.
Yeah.
So
That
neat.
could definitely be an everyday necklace.
Yeah, it really will. And the clear stuff, Kim was mentioning earlier, I really do want to make a clear version, like just all one color.
Hmm.
Yeah, I may or may not make it double row. I might just go with a single row like this. That would look really cool.
Yeah, I think so too. I like that.
The monofilaments, so I actually really enjoy stitching with it more than I expected. I didn't think I would like it as much. And you can't demo with it. I mean, it's just, you can't see it at all. But it's so cool looking as you're going. You
Yeah, I
see,
can't wait to try it.
I'm going to send you a spool, and then I was going to put some in my Etsy shop to see if anyone wants to check it out.
I think you should. Yes.
There's other sizes, but the one that I find the most success is the .008.
Do you
Oh,
find it as strong as wildfire?
oh yeah, yeah, it's super strong.
Oh, nice.
It's got a little bit more, for example, see right here how it remembers where my needle was? It's never broken on me in that position, but that's never going to go like flat again.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, the only reason I tried it is because all the patterns from the designer that I really admire, Preciosa, she
Mm-hmm.
works with this thread. And so I got curious and like I gotta see how that works for me and if I can do it.
Right, right. Nice. Yeah. You know what? How I said that it's important to look at the color of your beads when you're doing this necklace, the same way you mentioned it when doing the bracelet. Well, I was not paying attention and I messed it up.
Oh no.
So now I'm trying to fix it.
I was about to say I should switch back and see how you're doing over there.
I have to, like, I'm undoing some of the components because I messed it.
I'm thinking this one that I've got here might become a gift. So I'm making like,
Ah, that's very nice. Those colors are very, very pretty.
yeah, it's really nice. What colors are those? Those are,
Those
let
are
me check.
colors for New Year's.
Oh yeah, those are great New Year ones.
Yes.
Um, blue travertine, same as I used on the other. This one is that one called Crystal Oran. It's a half coat. That's the one that I'm using on the outside. It's also the one I used here in the gold. And then there's a kind of in between the two colors. This is almost like a, it's almost completely transparent,
Mm-hmm.
but it's got some like mixed in color with it. And that's
Yes. Some
Valentine,
shine.
Crystal Valentine. Oh,
Yes.
it's calling it a half coat. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's neat. And I can get more colors if you guys see colors you want. They are all from John Bead. You can just go to johnbead.com, type in Czech Villa Bead. It's Villa. If you see a color I don't have and you want it, send me a note. I'll order it for you. And if you want to try this monofilament, let me know. And I'll get a head count and I'll just put them in the shop for anyone that wants to try it. And like I was saying, it's trickier to work with than wildfire for sure. But that bonus of it just disappearing. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, definitely. So why do you say that is a little trickier?
Because it's slippery. Like when you're
Oh,
stitching.
okay. Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
hi, Linda. Sorry, I've been ignoring the chat. Focused on the beads. But yeah, it slips when you stitch. So the first stitch I do, I always have to reinforce the next. This looks like, what was that plant that, it's like a fern. I'm gonna switch us back so we can see all of our mats there.
I'm
And
trying
so
to read the comments. Let's
another
see.
question about the monofilament. So absolutely no stretch. Does not stretch at all. But it does slide. So like when you're adding a stitch, it will completely loosen on you until you reinforce it around one more time.
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's just like a professional bead weaving, but like not a beginner thread at all. Like I would not try to teach with,
Hmm.
but definitely it. If you're somebody who has done a lot of seed beading and you want to try something new that has the bonus of not being visible, give it a go and see if you like it. Kim says roly poly bugs. I know, right? It does look like roly poly bugs. Those bugs that used to curl up.
Yes, 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 yes. The hairy ones.
I can't remember if they have those. I've lived a lot of places, and the place where I think I saw them the most was Florida. Does that
Where
sound
was it?
right? Well, I lived in Florida as a kid, and so I remember
Oh,
those bugs.
uh-huh.
And it's where I think I saw them, but then it could have been the desert. I also lived in the Mojave Desert, of all the random places to live.
Oh,
And so there
wow.
I could have seen them there too. I don't remember. I do remember in Florida the roaches. You can do they are everywhere.
Oh,
But yeah. So if anyone wants to try it, let me know. I'll get it for you. The next thing I want to do with these beads, with the Villa beads, is definitely to make some earrings. I want to make them just like Carol's design here.
yes.
I want to string them, and the how-to for how we did that is all in that video from last. It wasn't last week. Goodness, where was it?
Um,
Hmm. It was a while ago.
what when we showed them
The
the
last
memory?
video on my YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
that was probably like 3 weeks
Last video
ago,
live.
4 weeks ago. I don't know. Honestly, time is flying. So
Going so fast.
I don't know. I don't even know what happened in November anymore. Like
I know, yeah.
November is a blur.
November was fast for me. It was just a blink,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh,
And
calling this
December is
thing palmetto bugs. Yeah, so I remember if you go anywhere where there's any humidity, that's where you'll find those bugs, right? It's like a south. Were they in Florida? I feel like they would have been. I gotta look it up now so I can see. Yeah, I'm afraid of bugs, so whenever I see them, I freak out, and I
no.
don't want to kill them because I get sad. Like, oh, I didn't want to do it, but then if there's lots of them and I'm scared, I let someone else do it. So weird.
I I love how the earrings look on you,
I
Danielle.
love these. These are my
They're
favorite
very
earrings. I
pretty.
was gonna give them as a gift, and I totally said I was gonna do that, and they're still here.
A gift to yourself.
A gift from me to me. Thank you. You shouldn't have. Oh, I definitely need to make more. I think I need to review our video. I get scared with memory wire. I start thinking I'm gonna waste it.
Ah, memory wire. Yeah. No,
I'm always
it's
afraid of
easy
it,
to
and it
use.
worked great for me for the bracelet because the bracelet measured itself, right? And then I
Hmm.
worked in the school, but with the earring, we had to kind of put some thought ahead of time into how much to cut and where to start and how much to string. So I
Yes.
remember what I
Yes.
did before.
You want to make sure that you cut your memory wire for both of the earrings at the same time.
And see, look how this doesn't look the same. I was using leftover memory wire from another pack.
Hmm.
I still have it here. See, look, it's different. Check it out.
Mm,
That's much smaller. This is what I used for the earring, and this is what I'm using today.
maybe it's a different size.
I think so. Oh, right here.
Oh, it's for large.
So this must have been something else. It's been in my stash so long, and
Maybe a medium or a small.
yeah. That's why I need to get educated on how to buy memory wire, what I have, and what it is, and how to use it. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yes. Just remember to use your memory wire pliers. I mean cutters.
Yes, definitely. And that's something I even brought with me in case we used them. But you'll definitely want to be using memory wire cutter. Don't
Yes.
use your nice copper wire cutters. I ruined a pair of Lindstroms once, but they say right in here, copper wire. And I was just like, it'll work. Yeah. Didn't work.
Exactly.
Yep, I
Okay.
agree. Self gifts are the best, right? So true. Oh, thank you so much, Linda, saying have a Merry Christmas. And I'm gonna try to do. Let's see, like, are you live anywhere between here and the end of the year? What's your schedule coming up?
Um, nothing really. No, I don't think I have anything.
Yeah, I think I've only got two more, for the rest of the year, unless I throw an extra in there.
Yeah.
But we've got Michael's next week, but that's the workshops, so those aren't. They're not live. You have to like get the Zoom link.
Are
And
those a
then
2 hour long?
2 hour, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a long class. It's a fun one. We get a lot done in those 2 hours. I'm always really tired after I go get a coffee and just go for a
Yeah.
walk.
What's the project for this for the next one?
It's this beautiful brick stitch, like super pretty. Actually, I'll put it on the
Oh,
back.
that is pretty.
And
Yes,
it's
that's
like
very pretty.
optional if you do the fringe or not. You can kind of decide what you like. And I'm working on some more patterns that will be part
Mhm.
of that class because I like to put little gifts at the end, especially since it's a holiday gift time.
Yeah, that's
So
very
extra
cute.
patterns I've got in work. I did a little cardinal. It's not ready yet. And I have another, like a little leaf pattern, which can be for
Hmm.
spring. So
How big are they? The,
this is
they're
pretty big.
earrings,
It's
right?
like, what is it, 2 inches? 2 inches from here to here, two
Oh,
and a
okay,
quarter.
nice. Hmm.
And the length is, if you put all that crazy fringe on it, it's going to be pushing 4 inches long. And
That
honestly, this
fringe
fringe
is
is heavy.
beautiful.
So like, as an earring, I feel like it would need to have a very strong post with a back.
Okay.
So maybe for an earring, either space out the fringe or skip it entirely and maybe just embellish it with short beads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What I need to
that's
do is
beautiful.
today, and I want to come up with a few more ideas to inspire folks who don't want to do this. Look, this isn't
I
cool.
love how full the fringe is.
It completely like followed my vision. Like, you know how you make something and you're like, it does not look like it did on my head. It did.
Yes,
This one came out like exactly as I was hoping.
very nice.
The only thing is the weight. And that's so I decided it's not an earring, it's an ornament.
Oh, an ornament. Oh, that's great. Yep, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Oh, Kim is saying to
Oh,
add a little green to it. Yes, that will be
oh
nice.
yeah. I agree, Kim. A little green would be beautiful. And I
Mm-hmm.
just highlighted a post from Linda. She has a YouTube channel with great videos, and she says she just posted a quick and easy earrings. This is the season for quick and easy earrings because those are best gifts. Like my family always loves an earring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great stocking stuffers, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But yeah, so that's my Friday next week. And then on the 21st, I'm going to join Sarah Ayler from Softflex. We're going to make some ornaments. And we showed these off last night. We had a really long live that was kind of like an inspiring demo of different techniques. And I didn't demo this because we decided we're going to dedicate a whole hour to it on
Mm-hmm.
the 21st.
That
But
is so
20,
cute.
I love it.
That's
And I made another
yeah.
one. I hid it for myself. Here it is. Um, on a different length, like a different size ring. It doesn't have the beading wire through it yet. It just has the super duos.
Okay.
But there's so many cool things happening here because the twin beads are something that are like another. So Preciosa Ornella makes twin beads, and it's like their version of super duo. They're a
Mm-hmm.
little smaller, and they have a little bit more generous hole diameter. So you can get things like beading wire through it and 26 gauge wire. But I did try it with regular super duo, and they work great there too. So either of these is going to work super
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah. I didn't
This,
realize you had super duos there. I see them
yeah,
now. Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. I did
That's
26
really
gauge,
nice.
and then I came back with beading wire. In fact, it's
Hmm.
this stuff right here.
Yeah.
Same exact colors on both of these, and those are size 11 check sea beads, just popping through.
That's really nice.
And the beading wire is cool because you can take it at the end and use it to suspend your charm, and also connect up as a crimp through here.
So that beading wire is super thin, right? But not too thin to go through a needle. So you still use just the wire.
Yeah, no, this one I fed through with just my hand.
Uh-huh.
Just took and fed it through. So here's one that doesn't have the beading wire part done yet. I started at the top
Uh-huh. I see it.
and then
Mhm.
went through, and then I would pick up a seed bead,
Yeah.
go to the next one, seed bead, go to the next, and then when you get to this part, you just jump directly from the one to the next. When you get all the way around, you'll have the two ends of your beading wire, and you can just
Mm-hmm.
feed one behind and up, and it captures the charm.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, very clever.
And I put a step-by-step tutorial with links to these products. I put that on my website just last night, right before the Softflex Live, so that folks can buy for the 21st if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
And the twin beads are at Sam's Bead Shop, and they're from John Bead. He picked them up for his store, but they're almost completely sold out already.
Oh, wow.
So sooner than I could present them, they're
Oh,
almost
that's, yeah, that
gone.
is beautiful. I love that.
So he's probably going to get more. But again, I can order for folks. If we do an order for the monofilament, I can
Mm-hmm.
get more colors of the villa, and we'll just get a big list together, and I'll try to get it here before Christmas if I can. Otherwise, we'll just make it January. But I
Yeah.
can't
I
believe how
love
things
the charms
are going.
too. They're so
So
cute.
these are John Bead's Sweet and Petite charms. Like a lot of you will recognize them in my shop. I have the dragonflies and some of the more like non-seasonal ones, but we have a whole Christmas line.
Oh,
And
that's
Softflex picked
nice.
up all of them, so you can get them on softflexcompany.com.
Nice.
Yeah, I was excited when they got there. I was like, yay! Because if someone gets them, I can tell people where to buy it. Like that's the problem with wholesale is like I can't tell people how to get it unless I'm willing to
Yeah.
order it myself. The next thing you know,
Right.
I'm ordering like every day. Just so it's a lot of stuff.
I love these ornaments. They're really cute, Danielle.
Thank you.
Very nice. Even to give it as a gift. Like I'm thinking about like I would like to make these ornaments to give it to my sisters, so that they can use it probably not for this Christmas, but for next Christmas.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And these are so beautiful. They can just be a sun catcher in your window. One of the things I was thinking of doing is because this is a smaller ring, and it's one
Mm-hmm.
that's a more common size that people probably have. It's 25 millimeter, where this is a 1.25-inch hammer tone. This
Mm,
one, the charms are going to be a little too well. Like this one will work, but like this one will be,
that one wouldn't, right?
and like the Santas and the snowmen are definitely going to be too big. So I thought check glass flower, like a clear one. And I have a bunch of ice
Oh,
flowers in
yes.
my shop right now. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
put ice flower right in the center
Very
and just like
nice.
dangle pretty sparkly, maybe
Hmm.
like one of these beads, but just in clear quartz.
Yeah, fire polish.
I
Is
have a
that a
lot of
fire
those from
polish? No.
Sam's, so yeah, I'll just be, and they can be an earring, so they don't have to be an ornament.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yes. Very nice.
definitely. So seeing Rosalinda saying she'd like to try those twin beads, I'll put more in my shop. They were there for a while, sold out, and then I was gonna restock them and got busy. And life took over. And then I saw something new and shiny, and but there's so many things I need to restock. Definitely. There's a lot of colors to choose from. That's another thing that kind of I get overwhelmed when I look at our website because
Mhm.
there's literally like 3 dozen colors, and
Yeah, I
I
can
want them all.
imagine.
I can't choose.
Right.
And then I build the monster cart and get scared and like take a break. Yeah, but if you guys shop like the wholesale site and just send me links, that's a great way to do it. Because then I'm like, okay, I have links from all these folks. I add them. Just so I
Hmm.
remember who sent me what link. That's only the tricky part. I can do
Yeah,
it right.
that's great.
Yeah. So other than that, that's all I've got planned. How unless you and I come up with something, and we got to do another kit. We got to do something for the new
Oh,
year.
yes. Yes,
Definitely have more
something.
boxes.
We'll come up with something.
We will. We will
Yeah,
dream up something.
2023.
And,
Yes, a
oh, hang on.
project or something.
2020. What year is it right now?
2022.
Okay, good.
Is it right? Let me look at my
I get
computer.
this like moment where I thought it was going to be 2024. I swear I thought
Oh my
that for the.
gosh, no, 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 no.
So
No, please. That means that I'm getting old too quick.
you do. You do.
And I don't want it to happen. So yeah, let's come up with something. I don't know. An idea for a kit.
We got 2 votes for a kit here. All right. It sounds like we got to get on that. We got to do it.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I think something happened to my phone. I think it died.
Oh, it did? Well, that's okay. I can remove that one.
Yes,
There we
it's
go.
gone.
Actually,
Oh my.
I'll take my mat out too, so I can just see us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so kit ideas. Yeah, and Colleen says kits too.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
lots of requests on
Oh,
those. So I think that
so sweet.
we should start brainstorming and whatever inspires you for the
Yes.
new year. How do you guys feel
Yeah.
about magenta, the new Pantone color?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
It is. It's a bold color.
Yeah, it is. You know what?
What's I
It
gonna
is
do with that?
bold, and I think
Yeah,
that's what I like. So that's why I like it so much because it's just a very bright color. Um, yeah, we should come up with something with that.
we should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get our minds spinning, and
Hmm.
also any ideas you guys have, please let us know. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we love ideas. We love your feedback, your comments, your suggestions. So, whatever you guys want.
Awesome. Well, Carol, thank you so much for being here, and Colleen, thank you for moderating. You are a lifesaver, and I am so grateful for you. And oh,
Yes,
Maria's
thank you
saying
so much for
the
having me.
magenta would look great with green. Yeah, it totally would look great with the green. I agree.
Happy holidays. Yes,
Yeah.
Peggy.
All right, we wish you guys a great rest of your Saturday and weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye, guys.